I'm Brother Dean. This is the Suplex stream, and I want to talk to you about the most recent episode of Memphis Wrestling, which kicked off with a dramatic opening. Someone in a cloak hunched over was making their way to the Wrestle Center. There was even some creepy music playing over the background. The commentators, Dustin Starr and Terrence Ward, both seemed confused by it, and so was I. I'm hoping there's a little bit of payoff for it by the end of this week's episode. Let's go ahead and get inside the Wrestle Center, though, where we get to meet k-toomer, the Memphis Wrestling Heritage Champion. Billed at 387 pounds, he is the master of fat jitsu. I'm going to be honest with you folks, k-toomer is one of my favorite independent wrestlers. Shown up. Now he's doing an interview with Dustin Starr when he's interrupted by Barnabas the Ringmaster of the Circus. The Circus is a faction here at Memphis Wrestling made up of Barnabas, the Twins of Salem, and Maurice the Strong. Barnabas is here to introduce a new member of the circus, and we do get a payoff to that creepy guy from the beginning of the show when he enters the Wrestle Center and attacks k-toomer. Then we go to commercial break, and when we get back, this week's special guest joins the show. And I kid you not, it's the Brooklyn Brawler. He enters the studio demanding a Memphis brawl, and that becomes the actual first match of the show. Now the Brooklyn Brawler brought Jay Webb to the ring, and then out comes Main Event Bradley accompanied by Big Nasty Phil. The match starts with Main Event Bradley trying to put a straitjacket on Jay Webb. To be fair, Jay Webb did come out to the ring wearing the straitjacket to begin with. Big Nasty Phil is trying to help with the straitjacket, but Brooklyn Brawler interrupts. Now this distraction, unfortunately, leads to a very short sequence of events that brings the match to a quick end. While it's never quite clarified what a Memphis Brawl match was supposed to be, apparently it's a no DQ match, as there is a weapon involved in the finish that may or may not have been seen by the ref. Now the next match is also a gimmick match. This time it's called a Hustle Hard match, and it's between the LA Hustlers and DK and Ray Ray. Commentary tells us this match is taking place in the parking lot of the Wrestle Center. This Hustle Hard match was obviously shot outside of regular taping hours for Memphis Wrestling. There's no audience. There are no fans standing around. There are hardly any cars here even. The only people we see are the 4 wrestlers and a referee. There's a handful of weapons on hand, so we do get some chair shots, some slams into a car hood, there's a shopping cart, a crowbar, and some other low-key parking lot brawl antics. Commentary was obviously recorded after the fact as well. It just felt like it didn't fit with the rest of the show. The matchmaker of Memphis Wrestling is King Cobra with his assistant, Mr. Michael. Well, they've got a match against the Hollywood Clique, Delicious Van Vicious, and Jimmy Blaylock, and the winner gets control over Memphis Wrestling matchmaking. On commentary, Starr makes it clear that he's on the side of King Cobra and Mr. Michael. Of the 4 contestants here, I'm most excited to see King Cobra in the ring. You see, he's not just a matchmaker, he's a veteran wrestler. He started wrestling in the 70s and has around 500 matches under his belt. He's been a champion in the past, and while he now serves as matchmaker for Memphis Wrestling, he's obviously still very comfortable in the ring. We get the backstory about how this match came to be, courtesy of Dustin Starr, while Mr. Michael and Blaylock get to telling their story in the ring. Of course, the Hollywood Clique gets into some shenanigans, but Mr. Michael is able to tag in King Cobra. There's not much more time allotted to the match, but I will tell you that King Cobra still has a heck of a right hand. And then we get to the main event. It's between the Gunshow and Morrow of the Righteous Path. Reverend Ash Taylor of the Righteous Path leads Morrow out, but they don't go straight to the ring. Instead, Morrow grabs Dustin Starr. Reverend Ash Taylor demands some mic time, and we get some backstory between what led to this match, and one of my favorite lines of this week's episode of Memphis Wrestling actually happens here. Morrow is going to splatter you against every wall, against every floor. Except the way the Reverend says it, it almost rhymes. It was well done. Morrow and the Gunshow are 2 big dudes, and after a brief stare down, Gunshow delivers a big spine buster to Morrow. The action spills out of the ring with Morrow working over Gunshow's right arm. Even when they get back into the ring, Morrow keeps at that right arm. Commentary tells us that Gunshow's already looking past this match, as he has his eyes on k-toomer's Memphis Wrestling Heritage Championship. Is that going to be a factor in this match? I'm not going to tell you. You'll have to watch it to find out. Now, this was another great episode of Memphis Wrestling. Various storylines were continued or even completed. The only thing really missing might have been a women's match, but otherwise it felt like a complete show even with that parking lot brawl. If nothing else, they could have referenced it when we had that creepy guy lurking around outside the Wrestle Center. I don't know. Just something would have made it felt like it was more part of the show. And you know I'll be tuning in next week to see who Buff Bagwell is called in to be Big John Dalton's tag team partner for the Tag Team Championship match. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Suplex stream so you don't miss any upcoming videos here on the channel, like my upcoming take on Major League Wrestling's Battle Riot 6. My name is Brother D, and I believe in indie wrestling.
Tomorrow is gonna splatter you against every wall on every floor!